Hello, hello, hello. Folks, bear with us just another moment. It rained a lot here in Georgia, and occasionally Basement De Lowry floods in the rain. And, well, this was one such occasion. So, yeah. That fantastic noise you hear in the background is anti-flooding measures. We'll be with you shortly. Mm-hmm.
And good morning. There may be a little noise getting picked up back there. That's a sump pump running in the back corner of the studio. It's
I explained.
It got a little rainy last night, apparently.
Yeah. Hey, I see a Rebel Jack on Twitch. Is this the same Rebel Jack? Because that's still a fantastic name, and it's so specific. It makes me think it's got to be the same guy. Meanwhile, good morning, Steve. Good morning, Alex.
Rebel Jack confirms.
Yes, Rebel Jack confirms. Good morning, Alex.
Trish. Good morning, Alex. Yes, indeed. Alex says he was without power all night. Yeah, ours went out for a little bit yesterday, but it wasn't all night. Rebel Jack will take your word for it. There's Danny. Good morning, sunshine. I'm glad for y'all to see me this morning. I is. Yes, Lord. So, what are we talking about this morning? Governor Abbott is sending the problem to the solution.
Boy, they got some snow last night. Danny, come home. Your mama lives down here and everything.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, by the way, our buddy drove up from Florida yesterday, and he went through hail crossing from Florida to Georgia. It was like that this weekend.
Good morning to Biscuits and Gravy. Still one of my all-time favorite names. And, like, I love how the profile picture is literal biscuits and gravy. Like, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. So, Greg Abbott is, well, it's like,
So let's back up just a little bit. Why is Abbott doing this? Well,
what's Abbott doing?
What he's doing. Texas to start busing illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. as Biden scraps Trump-era border policy. Now, in fairness, the Trump-era border policy that Biden is scrapping this time around, because he has scrapped several, and we've seen how that's worked out. But in particular, they're talking about Title 42. Title 42, Title 42 is the one that was put in place to stop criminal aliens from crossing with COVID-19. Now, if we're being fair, COVID is over.
See, Elon, I'm a troll Twitter. Abbott, hold my beer. I was going to say something, but I blanked on his name. The DeSantis. See, I was actually going to open the show with that joke, like, DeSantis, I'm the best governor in the country. Abbott, hold my beer.
Yeah. Oh, and Steve, you mentioned Elon. In the thumbnail, I've got a picture of Abbott throwing the horns. That's cropped from a picture of Abbott with Elon Musk, and they're both throwing the horns together. Which is just a great photo. But, yeah, so Abbott is he's going to put criminal aliens, hostile foreign... We don't say illegal aliens on this show. Okay, let me explain something to you. I've explained this before, but we got a few new viewers, and this is something that I was sitting in a college classroom one time, years and years ago, and somebody was talking about rights for illegals and how they should get welfare program stuff and all this crap. And one of the students said, it's just such a right-wing buzzword to call them illegal immigrants. They're people. A person can't be illegal. And I said, and I looked at him and I said, you know what? You're right. A person cannot be illegal. Actions are illegal. What the law is a prescription of activities, either prohibitive or, now that we've got Democrats in power, sometimes prescriptive. But it is a description of permissible activities, huh?
I'm just making a joke. Conscriptive?
Conscriptive. Oh. So the law should only ever be restrictive. Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. Of course, they want the law to do things like prescribe you will use a person's preferred pronouns, things like that, etc., where the law compels you to take actions. Obamacare, for example. And of course, there was the argument there. Well, it's not like there aren't laws that already do that. You have to buy car insurance. You have to buy car insurance under the law to drive your personal vehicle on a state or federally owned road. Right? There are two things that you have to choose to do before the law requires you to take that additional step of buying insurance. Right? That this was not true with Obamacare. This is not true in the case of prescribed language. So it is reasonable to say that a person cannot be illegal. The action that the person takes is illegal. And when you take illegal actions, when you commit illegal actions, you're committing a crime. That makes you a criminal. So we say criminal aliens, and not immigrants. They're not criminal immigrants. Immigration is a process of law. It is a process which occurs under legal restrictions. In order to immigrate, you must meet certain requirements. We don't want your killers, your thugs, your rapists, your murderers, your drug dealers. We don't want your trash. We don't want your criminals. Okay? We don't want your useless shits that have never done anything wrong but have also never done anything useful or right. So they're not illegal immigrants. They are criminal aliens. They are, in fact, hostile foreign invaders. They are the hostile agents of a rogue foreign government. They're criminal aliens.
Gonzo Mister points out illegal immigrant is literally the dictionary term for people who are here illegally. Yeah, look, you are correct. I'm gonna call you sir because it appears to have Mr. in your name. You are correct, sir. And yes, I totally just assumed your gender. However, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the left has a problem with defining things.
Correct. Like women.
Yeah, I was going there. I was about to say, it's like Ketanji Brown. Like, what's a woman? I'm not real sure. Oh my. Is it a birthing person? Is that what a woman? Okay, all right. Anyhow, but Abbott.
So Abbott.
But no Costello.
No Costello.
Though this is comedy gold.
It is.
Who's on the bus? What's the name of the guy on the way to Washington, D.C.?
So Abbott says, with the Biden administration ending Title 42 expulsions in May, Texas will be taking its own unprecedented actions this month to do what no state in America has ever done in the history of this country to better secure our state as well as our nation. To help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed with hordes of, he says, illegal immigrants. It is criminal aliens who are being dropped off by the Biden administration, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C. We are sending them to the United States Capitol, where the Biden administration will be able to more immediately address the needs of the people that they are allowing to come across our border. This is a piece of it. You hear these champagne socialists, these limousine liberals, these caviar commies. Oh, we need to help the little guy. We need to help the little guy. Take care of the refugee. This, that, and the other thing. You listen here, you NIMBY little shit sack. You want to put them up? How's about you throw some tents in the yard? Right, you got your 42 bedrooms on 83 acres. Build a barracks. You want to do something on private property, feel free. Except that's not what you want. What you want is not to do something on your own to help them. What you want is to take these cancers and pawn them off on the rest of us. I've got enough ungrateful little shits running around this house eating my food. And that's my fault. I married a hot young wife. But I do not have room or groceries to deal with your unwashed masses.
I just want to address something in the chat from Gonzo Mister. He's asking if it's even about being on the right versus the left anymore. It appears to be just a normal person versus the far left. I would tend to agree, but we want to try and stay on this particular topic today. Catch us on Mondays. That's Meme War Monday. We have a tendency to talk about the broader cultural issues on Monday. Technically, Thursday is supposed to be a toter win.
And I'm gonna give Abbott a toter win for this in a minute, but I want to qualify it and I want to explain it first. We're getting there. But I will say this about that, and then I'm gonna look away from the chat for a little bit. The left versus right issue. I was watching an episode of Tim Pool earlier, and they were talking about the 1946 election, I think it was, when Republicans won 55 seats to take back control of the Senate. I don't know what that has to do with 2022. But the lefties have been trying to tell us for years and years and years that the left and the right switched sides, that the Republicans and the Democrats switched sides. That's not true. Okay, I would ask the question, did they switch sides? Okay, so obviously they must have switched sides after a Republican president worked to end slavery. Or maybe they switched sides when the Democrats went for Jim Crow laws. Well, no. Let's see. The 60s civil rights laws. That was all opposed by Democrats almost entirely. And then, of course, the gay rights thing. Except don't ask, don't tell. was signed by Bill Clinton. And, traditional marriage, just getting rid of, it was Barack Obama that got rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Wait a minute. In 2008, Obama ran on a traditional marriage-only platform. That's right. Donald Trump was the first president ever to have never officially, publicly held the traditional marriage position as a politician in the United States of America. Period. Now, what the parties have done, both of them, is drifted further and further to the left. The result has been that the Republican Party, by and large, has given up on America and the U.S. Constitution, while the Democrat Party has drifted far enough left that they have become actively antagonistic of it. So we went from having two parties that, in theory, wanted the best for the country and had slightly different ideas of what the road to get there was, to one party that has resigned itself to its fate, and the further left party that is actively interested in the destruction and disassemblage of this nation, and the repeal, and this is not hyperbole, this is stated. This has been stated repeatedly by many of their representatives. The absolute abolition and replacement of the U.S. Constitution. Even Ginsburg, even Saint Ginsburg, championed the idea of doing away with the Constitution. And you don't have a liberal justice on the Supreme Court now that would not gladly burn the thing. So yeah, that's the left-right dichotomy as it stands today. So what Abbott's doing, this is me more gold. But if I'm being fair, it's little more than a token measure. It is a fantastic statement. Hey, you NIMBY bitches, I'm just going to dump these criminals in your backyard. But where does it...
Hey, you know what this made... The first time I heard this, you know what this made me think of? You remember when Jeb was like, well, what are we going to do? Like, rent a bunch of charter buses and ship 10,000 people a day back over the border? And I was like, actually, that sounds like a really workable solution for getting rid of the illegal immigrants.
It would be cheaper than feeding them.
Look, Governor Abbott actually did it.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact math.
Stryker, I'm going to have to call you out on that bullshit. Stryker says Abbott still plays footsies with the alphabet degenerate lobbies. Don't trust him. Listen, you're not paying attention, okay? Have you seen the man's wheelchairs? He's not playing footsie with anybody.
Oh, golly. No. Ron DeSantis, I'm going to be the most badass governor in the country. Greg Abbott, push my wheelchair. It was right there. There was a nice offensive joke right there.
I'll tell you what, though.
And I'd say I walked past it, but...
I'll vote for Abbott for anything he runs for if he'll get one of those rascal mobility carts and mount a Mont Deuce on the handlebars.
Hey, if he went and listened to Joe Biden speak, would Joe Biden tell him to stand up? He's a great American. God bless it.
So now Abbott taking this swing. Abbott moving people around like this. Let's not forget, Biden encourages massive illegal immigration and tries to hide it with secret flights. So the Biden administration doesn't want media attention on illegal immigration. Its open border policies are the results of those policies. How do we know? A security officer just said so in an explosive video of secretive dark of night flights transporting illegal immigrants to various points throughout the U.S. Now, Hannity did a good show on this. I've got that tape for you.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. So
this looks like Tucker.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tucker.
You're on a secure facility here, and we don't really know anything, and we're in charge of security. So that's hence where we're having a problem here. So
yeah, we're hanging out here on the tarmac, just like that.
I don't know anybody.
I used to pick up basketball teams that had more security.
You know, and very easily, you know, few people could just go that way. So I'm here to see. Oh yeah. I mean, it's slowly coming together, but we also don't know, you know, really what's happening, how they're getting here, whatever else.
So you see that, and what you're looking at is body camera footage that was acquired by I forget his name now. He's running for office. Rob Astorino, who's running for governor in New York, right? And then we've got some more footage here.
Down low as possible. A lot of this is
We're going to try and be as down low as
I
possible.
get it. I just, like I said,
stuff that we don't
Down low stuff. We don't tell people
what
because what we
don't
don't
want
want
to
is...
attract attention. We don't want the media.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know where we're going.
Right, we don't want the media to see this. We don't want people to know. And I'm skipping over Tucker's commentary because he's talking about a different aspect of all this than what we're covering right now. I'm just wanting to show you that, you know, this isn't tinfoil hat speculation. This is something that's absolutely happening.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got this guy, kind of a schmuck,
why?
but
You know why?
this right here.
Yeah, I know, but
You know why? Look who's in office. That's why.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, but what's the big secret? Everybody knows it's happening.
You know why? Because if it gets out, the government's betraying the American people.
Yeah.
The government is betraying the American people, he says. Right? So, I'm going to read you a little bit of this story. Newly released footage obtained by the New York gubernatorial candidate Robert Astorino shows a flight chartered by Biden in August of 2021 where unaccompanied alien children can be seen being unloaded from the plane and onto buses in Westchester, New York, from Fort Bliss, Texas. Employees with MVM Incorporated, the private company that contracts with the Biden administration to facilitate the relocation of border crossers and illegal aliens, criminal aliens, Tucker, across the U.S., detail how the secretive operation is meant to be as down low as possible and to keep the chartered flights out of sight of Americans. MVM Incorporated scored a $136 million of your taxpayer federal dollars contract from the Biden administration to facilitate the operation. The executives for years have donated tens of thousands of dollars to Democrats, including Tim Kaine and Bob Menendez. Right? So, this is something that we've actually known about for... It's been going on almost since the beginning of the Biden administration. Right? And it's not, you know, just as detailed in the New York Post article over here. It's not just New York, right? You know, Westchester, New York. we've seen these secret flights going to Pennsylvania, going to Florida, going to Georgia, going all over the country. They're just dumping criminal aliens.
These are not Babylon Bee headlines.
These are not Babylon Bee headlines. In fairness, they're also not the bee.
They're not. Ow. Okay. All right. I'm not even going to try that.
How much good could a do good do if a do good could do good? Ooh.
Yeah. There's a bear living. Wow, that's a comment I missed. Your dad thinks there's a bear living in the backyard. I wonder if he means that literally or there's context there we're missing.
There's a joke there I'm sure that I've missed. He's certainly got a horde living in the basement right now. But anyway, yeah, I'll have to get some clarification from you on the bear in the backyard there, Sergeant Major. But unless you need me to run out with a rifle right now, because I'm kind of down. I've got a couple of minutes. So, what we're seeing now is literally criminal aliens being moved around this country, being slid around the map of this country by bigwig politicians, including Biden and Abbott, in what amounts to a game of fuck you chess.
That's actually not a bad way to put it, because, man, politicians, they talk all the time about how horrible it is to use the human capital to score political points, and yet that's what they do, and that's what this is. They're using illegal immigrants, probably who for the most part, honestly, are desperate, probably below average intelligence, but desperate people that legitimately just want a better life for themselves or their families or whatever. And so what do? They go to America, which, by the way, I'll just point out real quick, it's funny how Americans think America is shit, but if you're in an actual shithole country, America's one of those places you really want to get to. But I digress. But we're going to use these...
Oh, shit.
But we're going to use illegal...
Dad says there are large droppings and it tried to drag away the grill.
Wait a minute. We might have to go back to this.
The story just got a lot more interesting than I expected. No, we'll report on the details of the story tomorrow morning as part of the Firearms Friday show.
Fair enough.
I'll talk to Sergeant Major tonight at movie night.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyhow, but this is what look. This is.
We're already planning on watching Paddington Bear.
Okay. But this is one thing in particular the Democrats are real good at. They have no problem with causing pain. And this seems to be a leftist thing in general, going all the way back to Stalin, Mao, and however far back you want to go. They have no problem with having people go through pain in order to fit an agenda, in order to make something happen. Well, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, okay?
Well,
and if it's terrible for these illegal immigrants and they're going to come here and it's going to be awful and we're going to use them as a political football, but we get what we want in the end, it was worth it. It's sort of like how Mayor Pete's like, just buy an electric vehicle and then you don't have to worry about gas prices. And it's like, hey, asshole, if I could afford a Tesla, I wouldn't care how expensive the gas was.
Right.
And even going back to Obama's another fantastic example of this. They knew good and damn well it was going to make your premiums double and your deductibles triple when they passed Obamacare. And
remember, we don't have to speculate because
Gruber.
We have Gruber.
That's right.
Saying it.
Gruber.
This was the point. It was supposed to hurt. And
that's it. It's supposed to hurt. And why? Because they're trying to move us toward universal healthcare, single-payer system. It's, we tried to compromise with these big bad insurance companies, and all they did was raise prices. I guess we need to take over even more of the industry.
There's absolutely no doubt about it anymore. The left has fallen solidly on the wrong side of Hamlin's razor. You can no longer intelligently attribute their failings to incompetence because we have them red-handed with things like Gruber explaining it and a pattern of continued failure that what appears to be incompetence is a mask for actual malice. Because when you put yourself out as the party of the poor and poor people should vote for you so that you can help them not be poor, then your active incentive is to have more poor people voting. The Democrat seeks to cause harm, right? We create the cure and we made the disease, right? Norton antivirus started off making viruses.
Yeah. Boy, and since you touch on that, it's just it's a thing that an argument that I've had with people for years and years and years. I remember I was dating this girl one time, okay? More than one time, but
we do need to wrap up.
Okay.
Let's go to Monticello.
Right. Well, Monticello's not that far away.
I have to be there by 9.
Monticello's not that far away.
That far.
Anyhow, so I was dating this girl, and this was 2004, Bush and Kerry, right? And she was like, "Oh, who are you gonna vote for?" And I was like, "Well, Bush." And she was blown away. She looked at me, and I swear she said these words. She says, "Baby, you're really gonna vote Republican?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "But baby, we're poor." I mean, we were working for Club 908 at the time, and we're not making the best financial decisions, I think is fair to say. And I said to her,
working for Club 908.
man, it was a fun job though. It was a fun
Yeah,
job.
Cash is a good guy.
No, Cash wasn't there then.
Oh, no?
Oh, no. That's when it was still owned by Kip Stewart. But
Ooh. Anyway,
and I explained to her, I said, well, yeah, I don't want to be poor forever.
right.
And she looked at me and, like, you saw the cognitive dissonance begin to build. She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, I don't want to be poor forever. Think about it like this. If the Democrats are for the poor people and the Republicans are for the rich people, right? Let's just go with that. She said, yeah. And I said, don't you think the Republicans would want more rich people so they'd get more votes? And, like, you just saw it. It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the How I Met Your Mother episode where they break each other's barriers.
Yes.
Yes. Like, you saw it break in her brain. Like, you heard it. Like, the glass shattered. Anyhow,
It's like when you first realize why they're called contact lenses.
So, it's Turtle Win Thursday. Where's the sounder?
Oh! It's that one.
This guy so much sack. He protect, he attack. This why no more homo erotic rocket ranches. Got it? Got it. Oh jeez. So much wang.
That's not the one. That's better.
You were supposed to...
That's correct.
You're supposed to do that at the beginning of the show. It's Thursday, damn it. We don't get to run that sounder that often.
It is indeed. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I do have to get on down the road. I'll throw you one more Toter Wind sounder to close it up with, and we will see you tomorrow for Firearms Friday.
Total win. Total win. Total win. Total win. Total win. I don't give a rat's ass what the hell you think.